Tommy.
I hear he's gay.
I didn't even see it. Come.
I'm gonna go here, and matter of fact, I'm gonna pass it to Ass first.
Oh. No. Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Right. So some weirdo who follows now this is their quote.
Mm-hmm.
DEI professional.
Mm-hmm.
DEI professional. So fake job.
Yeah, that's not real. Not
fake.
a thing.
So the whole thing's fake, but I'm a professional faker.
Mm-hmm.
So this person has extrapolated information that maybe at one time, at some point in feudal Japan, at somewhere, in some location, somehow, one of the sword bearers of the lords might have taken it up the wrong one from the lord. Okay? So ergo, ipso facto, therefore, Yusuke's now an LGBTQIA plus two-spirited to the power of 6 icon.
Yeah, and this is what since we have historical evidence is what this tweet says. Yusuke being a kosho, what is that? Just gay in Japanese?
Well, okay. So it means basically a sword bearer for the Lord.
Okay.
Okay. But they decided then to Wikipedia it and add to that.
So the retroactive.
Yeah, so they Wikipedia up and said not only were they sword bearers, but might have taken out the shitter.
Okay.
Might have taken out the shitter as well at some point, maybe because the Lord wanted it. Ergo, all of the Kushokeikos are now not just sword bearers, but they're all gay now. They're all there. Yeah.
So you're telling me like it's the whole retroactively kind of changing thing. It's like, hey, this character can shapeshift, and out of nowhere we decided that all now shapeshifters are what that just means they're non-binary.
Non-binary,
all of them. So okay. Well, this person's saying that they look forward to Ubisoft maintaining historical accuracy.
They haven't even started with historical accuracy. So how can they maintain something they haven't even started?
So yeah, they're not off to a great start with the whole historical accuracy thing. Representation by Yusuke to an LGBTQ icon. So this is going to be an hilarious backfire because the way I see it, if there becomes like this expectation from the same crowd that they're of course trying to appease, I guess would be the proper term, and they don't get that representation, they're going to be pretty pissed.
But here's the plot twist. Ubisoft have announced that in the game you will be able to have multiple relationships.
He's gay. You're going to be able to have. Okay. All right. That says enough to me. If they've announced that there's going to be some sort of relationship deal in the game, 1000% you can put however much money you need to on it. 1000% you're going to be able to shack up with a man as Yusuke for sure. Absolutely. What a company, man. But yeah, this whole Yusuke thing was always funny when it first got announced. I know there were some rumors floating around for a while there, and then it got kind of more officialized. And yeah, it's been interesting watching people, and we saw it in real time, right? How kind of things just sort of change, and what is actually historical versus what the hell these people believe, right? Because obviously the justification of this historical accuracy is that this was a person that existed in human history, and maybe there's some documentation that says that, but not as the proof of them being a samurai. I don't know if you've seen some of the promotional items that they've talked about and how they've promoted this. I mean, I'm gonna call him a character because it's not like a real like accurate adaptation, so it might as well be just a character and not like a historical figure. But the way that they talk about it is as if it's true automatically. And of course, there's a Wikipedia war going on about Yusuke. And you have people trying to kind of retroactively revise history, actively revise it, because they want this to be true so bad, even though the documentation, if any, that we do have of Yusuke existing is not as this sort of badass fucking samurai, quite the opposite. So shout out Assassin's Creed, because the Japanese don't seem to hyped up about this.
Do you know what screams assassin and blending in with your being the only black man in Japan?
Yeah, that sounds like it would be
that would blend in.
Yeah, very well. Now
the only thing that we historically know about Yusuke is that they were a sword bearer. The Lord essentially paraded them as a bit of a curiosity. He liked them, but he paraded around. He'd like to go around the town, kind of showing him off. Look,
yes,
and because when he arrived on the shores, they thought he was just covered in soot, and they tried to wash him to get it off, and they couldn't because that's the pigmentation of his skin. So it was a curiosity to them. And then we know that when his lord was killed, he surrendered to the people that had killed him. So that's pretty much all we know. And Ubisoft have said, "Yep, that to me sounds like a gay samurai." Nailed it.
I guess just because again, there's just not a whole lot of definitely documentation on even this. It works to their advantage because they're able to just make shit up. So yeah, they want him to be a gay icon because of reasons, though it's highly unlikely that if he was to exist, that he would have been this gay icon. But they need to believe that. So I say go for it, Ubisoft. You've already made shit up. I mean, this whole story is based off. And who's the other character that you're playing as, by the way?
Some chick.
Just some chick. Okay.
Yeah.
So at least you got options. You can play as a black.
The Lord's been killed. Has anyone seen everyone looking suspicious around here? I mean, how do you tackle that one?
Yeah. So you can play as.
Oh, sorry, sir. We can't. You can't say that. Because that's not inclusive. Okay.
True.
Is that where we're going to go in feudal Japan?
I guess so.
Is he going to get? Is the Lord of the Manor going to get taken into HR and having a bit of a speaking to? We feel as if that's not very inclusive. That sort of language, I mean, there is a singular person of color in this country. Okay.
I guess it's funny. I feel like I'm having deja vu because we talked about it. What was the subject that we talked about last week where we were talking about how apparently Asians aren't diverse enough? I can't remember what it was. What were we talking about when we brought it up? I can't quite remember. But yes, apparently.
Well, I just thought this was when I heard that a black man was going to be going around killing a bunch of Asians. I thought it was San Francisco, but apparently it's feudal Japan. It's just feudal.
Yeah, so he'll be the only black person there. The black person will go around. There will be no Stop Asian Hate in this.
No, there's actively
there's gonna be a lot of Asian
hate. Pro Asian.
There's gonna be a lot of that in this upcoming deal here. So,
but it said like fight against the oppressors. I'm like, wait a minute.
Like it's been interesting. I will say, and I'm gonna see if I can find a couple of examples of this. But it has been really interesting to see kind of the Japanese response to this. I do think just for even since we're talking history, I think even just for the sake of historical like documentation, bro, it's worth noting. It's worth paying attention to how a lot of just people that are actually in Japan perceive this. Because remember, we got a little bit of the differentiation between how access media sees something, as well as the people that, you know, they'll have their little edgy opinions on what's happening in a video game, like what was going on with the Mongols and whatnot in Ghost of Tsushima, and they pretended to be offended. Whereas to the people from that geographical area were like, this is pretty badass. They really liked it.
Yeah. This is very respectful. This is really good.
Correct.
Western media like, excuse me? Excuse me? I think you'll find it's actually very racist. Excuse me?
Which is interesting. So I know that trailer, the Japanese trailer for this has been ratioed to, I mean, to hell. I don't have the plug-in deal on my thing, so I can't even show you guys.
This shocked me.
Ratio to hell, but we have seen a bunch of posts as well from Japanese creators and Twitter users that have had their things that they wanted to say on this subject matter. Let's just say that they don't seem to be that happy about this, or that into this adaptation. So what we have here is a completely out of touch, disconnected Western influenced developer that is going to put out this game that I do not think is going to land well, even if the gameplay is something that people would find favorable. I just don't think it's going to land well. I think they set themselves up for failure. I mean, hey, we're going to get an Assassin's Creed in Japan, and you know what? We're going to have the main protagonist be not Japanese. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to Rippaverse.com to check out our comic book company. We have books, plenty of merchandise, and even some glorious animations from Rippaverse Studios.